Okay, so the next clair is clairsentience, which means clear feeling. And this is a sort of emotional, physical sensations, energetic impressions that happen in the body. Even emotions will sweep over the body. You might get confirmation bumps, is another way that this comes through, or a gut feeling, a sensation in your arm or your face, or sometimes when you're talking, like your throat will kind of get choked up. Incorporate any physical sensations that you receive into the reading. Uh, I get a lot of confirmation bumps. Sometimes I'll just have like a sweeping feeling of emotion come over me. Now, it's important to remember that this is the easiest clair to open if you focus on your stomach, and your solar plex area is where you're going to tune in to receive that guidance. Some common challenges with this, though, are you might tend to absorb the client's emotions as your own. So it's important, if you are going to be working with this clair, if this comes naturally to you, that you are taking regular salt baths, you're doing things very physically to exercise and discharge the energy. So exercise is going to be really important. People who have this as their dominant clair sometimes struggle with weight issues. So if you're starting to insulate your body because you're very empathic and you are working with this clair a lot, it's important to exercise a lot. It's important to, like I said, clean and clear your energy field. But you might want to switch to another clair if you feel like it's becoming a little overwhelming physically and you can't handle it. You might want to maybe switch to clairvoyance or clairaudience and try developing that. Sometimes we have difficulty maintaining boundaries because you're not really sure, is this mine? Is this yours? You're feeling all this emotion. So imagining having clear boundaries is really helpful. And sometimes if the client is telling you some things that are going on and they're kind of heavy, what you can do is you can place your hand over your solar plex. Oh, I can, yeah. And place it there. And just, you're not trying to make them feel uncomfortable in any way, but it's okay to protect yourself, and it's okay to cover your physical reception point if it's getting to be too much. And you can also just pause and say, hey, I need to take a minute for a second, and pause, and then reground yourself. Another thing is you can just sit up straight. Like, make your spine really tall and clear, and this can help you feel more empowered. If you are starting to struggle maintaining boundaries, knowing what's yours, what's not yours, you're struggling with insecurities that you didn't know that you had, or if it's highlighting and triggering your own insecurities, because when we work with other people, our stuff ends up coming to the table too. Things that we're healing, things that we're working through. Any therapist will tell you that. So make sure you're always doing your own work. But another way to deal with that is to power pose. So stand like Superwoman for 2 minutes before working with a client is really helpful. And it's important to not be confusing intuition with your own emotional activation. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm going to just take responsibility here. I don't want to be making you feel like you're the only one responsible for the energy here. That's kind of my stuff. I'm going to just be really clean and clear about, oh, that's my stuff, and call it out. Just be honest. You don't have to be perfect. We all have got our stuff that we're working through. And if you can't approach this without projecting your own stories and mental stuff that you're working through, then it's going to make everything super confusing with the client. So if you notice that you're carrying sensations long after the session ends, you definitely need to clear. Maybe take your shoes off, go outside, do some grounding. Don't bring your electronics with you. Maybe take an Epsom salt bath. You can sage yourself, is a good way to do that. Exercise, hard exercise is a really good way to clear the energy field. Maybe sit in the sun and let the heat and warmth of the sun clear your entire auric field. That will help a lot. So here are some ways, though, to consciously access clairsentience. So ground, put both feet on the ground and ask a question, or as you're listening to the client, notice how their words land in your field. A lot of times when I am doing a mediumship session, when a crossed over loved one comes through, I will get goosebumps all over my whole body, and that they're confirmation bumps. So be aware of that. Be aware of like any vibrational sensations that happen anywhere in your body, and ask the client, when I say this to you, let's just pretend you're a clairaudient person. When I say this, how does that land for you? Or if they are feeling a lot of emotions, ask them, where do you feel that? How do you feel that in your body? And just name it. And then again, in your notebook, you're going to keep track of the intuitive impressions that are coming through. And listen to your gut. One way to use this and practice this in your everyday life is, as you are making a decision and you eat something and you're kind of consciously eating and kind of mulling over it in your mind, notice how it sits in your body. If you get any indigestion or discomfort in your body, that might not be the right decision. Another thing that you can do is imagine different scenarios and how they physically feel in your body when you choose option A versus option B. What are the impressions, the emotional sensations, the feelings that are coming through? Some ways to access this are also asking, where do I feel this and what is it asking for? So asking a very specific question, where am I feeling this? What is it asking for? You might get, it's very, very subtle. It's not a word. It's not a visual thing. It's just a sort of feeling in the body. And that's going to allow you to understand the guidance that's coming through. Make sure that you are clearing your field, sealing up the field every single session. If this is you, if this is your primary clair, you are really, really susceptible to subtle energies, and they can really affect you. So for you, more than any of the other clairs, it's going to be super, super important to clear your energy field with salt, with smudging, with essential oil spray. Have a protocol and really fill out that protocol worksheet so that you are opening strong and you're ending strong and you feel confident in your body. Some ways to overcome some clairsentience challenges are, name the sensation before you are just letting it run through your entire field. I'm feeling this. Sometimes applying a word to it can really help you compartmentalize. So if you can talk out loud about what you're feeling, this can help reduce the sense of overwhelm that you're experiencing. Ground consistently before, during, and after your sessions. Put your both feet on the ground if you're having a difficult time getting into your body. Stay out of imagination land after the session. Go outside, drink lots of water. Consciously release any energy that's not yours. So sometimes you work with somebody and you're just having trouble recalibrating. You're having trouble shaking it. What you want to do in that situation is you want to say, my name is, I come from this state. I'm from here. I have this relationship dynamic. I like to do this for fun. My client's name is this. They are from Minnesota. I am from Arizona. Like, differentiating yourself can create a sort of mental space so that you're not having all this overwhelm feeling all over your field. And use inquiry to distinguish intuition from activation. We all have emotional triggers. Very often we're not fully aware of them, and even if we are aware of what our triggers are, sometimes they just like light up and we're not aware of it. So we can say, this is what I'm feeling. Where is this coming from? Where in my body is it centralized? Notice if any stories start coming up around it. And you don't need to necessarily do anything about it. Just become aware of it, hold space for it, and sit with it, and allow it to dissipate. You can also ask your guides to come over and help you. And you can imagine a white sparkly light coming in and clearing your entire auric field around your body. And that's a really great way to feel cleansed and purified of any energies that may have come through. And then close the channel deliberately at every single session. So have a sealing ritual and really shut down the field. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I know I repeated myself a few times around this particular clair, but these are some ideas and tools of how to access your clairsentience.